Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trail Mix, where the nuts might be a little stale, but the company is always fresh.
Good morning. This is Craig Crawford, retired journalist working for nothing but truth and Social Security checks. This is Trail Mix Live, our open mic. And we've got a couple of topics getting into today. The Kimmel came back last night. Let's take a little look at that, huh? What do you say? Here's my take on Kimmel coming back from his suspension, I guess they were calling it.
It's not legal. That's not the wrong instinct about that.
Un-American. Not a word we throw around lightly. But when someone tries to turn free speech into a loyalty test, when disagreeing means losing your job or your place in the country, we're in trouble. Free speech is the most American thing we've got. If you only believe in it for yourself, but not for the people you can't stand, you're not American.
Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. The wrong instinct about that.
You know, I don't think those of us who believe in democratic values like free speech ought to give up the idea that it's not American to be for free speech. It's like somehow they've got us thinking that we're not the Americans. I think the real Americans are those of us who believe in democratic values, and those who are attacking democratic values, well, I'm sorry. Just like Kimmel said, that's un-American. Let's see what is over here on C-SPAN. We've got C-SPAN 3 fired up here most every morning, because I know a lot of people don't get C-SPAN 3. So I like to put that on
from the aggressive machinations
on
of this
see
regime.
What's going on.
It
they
is
got
manifest that the
well,
Zionist
there's
regime and its sponsors no
I
longer
think that's
even
great. Is that
content
Grace
themselves
Kelly's
with normalization through
husband?
political means. Rather,
No,
they
I don't know
impose
who
their
that is.
presence through naked force and have styled it peace
C-SPAN's
through
got
strength.
some of the speeches from yesterday's
Yet,
UN
this is neither peace nor power.
that we talked
It is
about here
nothing
on
but aggression
our own
rooted in coercion
live
and
stream
bullying.
about it yesterday.
But we envision our powerful Iran
and
alongside
we watched
powerful neighbors
some of the
within a
speeches.
strong region with
The
a
thing
radiant
is,
future. A
probably
future
the
in
biggest
which we
news,
stand
other
together
than
against the
Trump's
grand
own
project that
speech
imposes
being
genocide,
somewhat
destruction, and
provocative,
instability
telling
upon the region.
Europeans their countries are
A
going
future
to
in
hell.
which collective security is assured through genuine mechanisms of defensive
Oh,
cooperation
this
and
is the
joint
Iranian
response to
president.
threats.
Oh, maybe we'll listen to
A
this
future
a
in
minute.
which human dignity and
See what
cultural
he's saying.
diversity are
Probably
cherished
not
as
anything we
foundational
want to hear,
values.
but he's there.
As foundational values. A future in which collective development is realized through joint investment in infrastructure and modern sciences. A future in which energy security and the equitable use of vital resources from the pillars of economic stability. A future in which the environment is safeguarded for posterity. A future in which national sovereignty and the territorial integrity of states are regarded as non-negotiable principles. A future not in
Funny how
pursuit
these
of peace
dictator
imposed by
types
force,
always
but
look kind
founded
of
upon
reasonable when they're
strength
standing up at the
derived
UN and
through peace.
giving
In
these
such a strong region, slaughter and bloodshed
fancy
shall find
sounding
no place.
speeches. And
It is for this very reason that my
wouldn't
country
realize that
has,
some
for
of
many
them are
years, been
genociders.
among the staunchest advocates of establishing a region free of
I don't know what he's going on about. That's the Iranian. What's going on in the United Nations? They've got this General Assembly, and all the world leaders speak. They say they're supposed to be for 15 minutes, but it's worse than the Academy Awards. They never last just 15 minutes. They go on for a very long time. And anyway, what I was getting to earlier is after Trump's speech yesterday, where he told all the world told the whole world they're going to hell. I literally, I mean, he said your countries are going to hell. I don't know why he would say that to the whole United Nations. But anyway, that would have been big news. But then afterwards, he got to talking in a whole different way again. He goes back and forth on Ukraine, as we know. And again, he sounded like he's now going to support Ukraine. But you know what? That is just words. And that's what I get into in this video this morning that I made about that.
It's been a terrible war, should have ended. And Russia should have stopped it.
Those words got the world all stirred up, thinking Trump shifted toward Ukraine in his policies. Words, they're words. President is great at words when he wants the world to think he's shifting toward Ukraine.
So we'll see what happens. But the other side can fight too, and they've proven that. Maybe it could be that Russia's a paper tiger.
But here are the receipts on his actions. He's not proposing new U.S. military assistance to Ukraine, just a vague scheme where Europe buys our weapons and we ship them over. Nobody knows how that's supposed to work or if it ever will. He's been silent on a bipartisan bill in Congress that would dramatically ramp up sanctions on Russia. And here's the kicker. The Pentagon is actually cutting security assistance to the very countries on NATO's eastern flank, the ones staring down Russian air incursions right now.
But 3.5 years of fighting and killing everybody, of killing 7,000 people a week for nothing,
So until his actions match the rhetoric, we can safely ignore the speeches and the applause lines. Come tell me what you think. Live chat is open now. And here we are. We're talking Kimmel, United Nations, Trump, Ukraine, all that good stuff. Getting back to Kimmel, I want to sort of get us up to speed on Trump versus late night. We've had a long, ongoing series of skirmishes between late night, the companies that own the late night shows, Colbert, Kimmel, and this battle has taken many different turns. So the bottom line is Trump's found a way, now that he's president and in charge of things like the FCC and the Justice Department, to pressure these big conglomerate media companies that own these late night shows. He's found a way to mess with them. And it's a playbook right out of some of the other, what they might call electoral autocrats in Hungary, Viktor Orban in particular. You take your leverage from your control of regulation of big media companies, oversight of their mergers, and through that pressure, you get them to take people off the air that you don't like. So here's a little background on what that's been about, going back to the Colbert episode first, and then we walk through some of the others. Here's a few videos on that, each one only about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. His offending words. On July 18, Trump was already posting on Truth Social, Jimmy Kimmel is next. That's weeks before the monologue the network now claims was the reason he was taken off the air. Even before that, Trump wrote, I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. Where did he hear that? Easily could have been his own FCC and Department of Justice. The agency's able to hold hostage merger deals worth many millions to the companies that dumped Kimmel, Disney, and Nexstar. Trump wasn't just predicting the future. He was in a position to make it happen. So when the network blames one night's jokes, ask yourself, was that the reason or just the excuse? You don't need to own a newspaper or a TV station to care about press freedom. You just need to like knowing what the hell's going on. When the government leans on the media, it's not just network bosses sweating. Local reporters stop digging. Corruption slides. Corporate abuse never makes the news, and the chill spreads. Comics pull their jokes. Artists shelve projects. TikTok ranters skip the rant. Power loves a quiet room. And what's left? Safer headlines, state-friendly spin, and conspiracy junk fill in the gap. Press freedom is not a media perk. It's oxygen for the rest of us. Support local news, share real reporting, and keep asking the question they hate most. Why are they so scared of questions?
Hey everybody. So I'm in a full face of makeup because I was supposed to go over and have a chat with my friend Jimmy Kimmel on his show. But as you have heard by now, the Jimmy Kimmel show has been pulled indefinitely, abruptly, because of complaints from the Trump administration. So let's see. He didn't end the Ukraine war or solve Gaza within his first week, but he did end freedom of speech within his first year. Hey, for those of you who pray, now's the time to do it. Love you, Jimmy.
Woke up this morning thinking about Jeffrey Epstein and Stephen Colbert. It wasn't a nightmare, just the news. Now the president's suing the Wall Street Journal. Not to win, just to send a message. See, when the person filing lawsuits also runs agencies like the FCC, you're not just playing games. You're flexing government muscle. That's the move. Hit the media with nuisance suits. Remind them who controls the rules and watch what stories stop getting told. It's not about damages, not about the money he gets from the lawsuits. It's about silencing critics. It's about firing Stephen Colbert. It's about burying Epstein headlines. We're in uncharted water, folks. And I checked this morning. No oar, no compass, and the captain suing the map.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trail Mix, where the nuts might be a little stale, but the company is always fresh.
Before we start the show, I want to let you know something that I found out just last night. Next year will be our last season.
Stephen Colbert.
Not news. Not important. You want to win? You want to be angry?
Are you still on that?
That's it.
I see you. I see you're owning it. You call yourself a maggot.
Oh yeah, I'm maggot man. I own it, sure, man.
You're owning it.
Look, I didn't support Trump in the primaries because I thought. I told our mutual friends this. I say, look, for me, it's as old MacArthur said. There's no substitute for victory. I'm all about winning. And like I thought Trump,
and MacArthur got fired.
Yeah, no problem. But I'm citing his quote. I'm not citing I didn't think Trump could win. I supported his policies. I thought in the primaries, I was like, we've had 4 years of this guy. People are tired. He cannot win. I bet money. I gave 2-1 odds on Trump. I said, Trump is going to lose. We need Nikki Haley. She can win. I was wrong. I lost money.
I actually thought I agreed with. I mean, I thought Nikki Haley was the biggest.
Yeah, I thought she could
had the biggest chance to win the general election. And,
I did too. I thought and I bet against Trump.
But you know, Putin's better at getting his people elected than I thought.
Putin's a fucking autocrat, dictator. So I don't say a dictator, but yeah, he's like no. I don't worry about Putin much. Putin doesn't affect that adage. There's no substitute for victory. If Putin loves Trump, it doesn't affect him. Okay.
He got you the victory.
Here we go. Let's go. If we're talking presidential politics, It comes down to Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. That's it. If you can win one or two of those, it's all over. Yes, North Carolina might go Democrat. So I'm concentrating on that. Does Putin being happy with Trump or being in collusion with Trump or not affect anything? No, it's not going to affect anything. In Pennsylvania, those people are voting on issues, illegal immigration, which they see, crime and punishment, which they see in Cincinnati, and people getting beat up. Those are the issues that you're going to have to run on. The big news this morning, and I'll shut up, is the shooting at the ICE facility down in Texas. That's the news.
Yeah, now, actually, you need to fill me in on that story because I have been busy on other stories and
all
I noticed that on CNN, but I have no idea what happened there.
That's big news. That's going to affect voting, especially swing voters. You're looking for swing voters. Swing voters.
Yeah,
like you said, Vance might not fire up MAGA the way Trump did. But he can make up for that by getting some swing voters.
Why is more gun violence help Republicans? Explain that.
Because the Republicans are the law and order candidates. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What do you think?
That's why they nominated a felon.
Swimming on the female.
Nobody in the Democratic Party was advocating that. That was all made up.
How did it happen?
Harris never said
Pennsylvania with what's the girl's name? Leah Thomas. She swam on the team. She won the medals. I mean, this is a right-wing thing? I don't think so.
But no Democrats were proposing any of that. It's just like
defund the police. They were defending it.
No,
it was perceived as that.
It was perceived because it was made up and told to people.
I think it's an issue, in the election.
You can make lies can be issues. Yeah, they are.
What's the lie?
That all Democrats were advocating.
I don't deal in absolutes.
Boys using girls' bathrooms. I mean, that was not the case.
The Democratic Party.
You just can't keep talking like this and not listen. I mean, it's like,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
We're not having a conversation.
Go ahead. No, you said all. I never said that.
But I mean, I can't have a conversation with somebody like you. I don't get it.
You can't have a conversation with anybody that you want to have.
No, I don't want. I want to listen and I want to talk, and everybody's the same way. But you just want to talk.
No, hold on. The assertion.
And if you don't like what you hear, you change the subject.
The assertion is such. The Democratic Party is perceived as favorable to transgender rights and transgender surgery, everything. Can I finish? They're perceived that, and that has a political consequence in elections. Agree? Disagree? Okay, now I won't say anything else.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Okay.
I will say that a few members on the far left of the Democratic Party are exactly as you say, just as a few members on the far right of the Republican Party are just as reactionary. What we need to do is get back to a sensible laws and resolutions that solve problems. We can't keep yelling at each other because that does nothing to fix the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, I agree that there is a perception that Democrats have these extreme views on no fun police or whatever, but they're lies. I mean, because it's not the majority Democratic view, but I mean, one reason people believe Kamala Harris was in favor of these transgender rights was Miriam Adelson spent $40 million on television ads in the Midwest states on college football games, the television coverage, convincing people of a lie about something Harris never said.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the perceptions get created.
Okay. Can I say something? Okay, great. In response to that, there's a video of Kamala Harris saying proudly, yes, I believe that illegal immigrants in the California jail system should have their transgender surgery paid for.
No, there isn't a video of that.
Okay,
She signed. There's a form, an ACLU form in the 2016 campaign that she signed that one of her staffers checked a box on. And then when she was asked about it on a video, she said otherwise. I mean, and in the campaign, she didn't support that either. I mean, they had such a thin basis for accusing her of that. I agree that she didn't respond to it as forcefully as she should have. She tried to ignore it in the campaign, what they were saying. And that was wrong. That was politically dumb.
Okay. And then the other thing I wanted about to, which was spoken was by Jamie, was we need to, why can't we all just get along and work? We tried that.
That's not what I said.
Well, you said we need to work together to solve these problems. I think something of that nature, right?
Not, we all need to get along.
Right. Okay. Something of that nature. Okay, we're splitting hairs on that. We had George W. Bush. He tried to be that way. Oh, we have to respect it. Nancy Pelosi. You guys, not you guys, but the left. I don't want to refer to you guys personally. The left fights in a knife fight. They don't. Hey, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Don't let it. You got a new enemy now in Trump and Stephen Miller. Look at Stephen Miller. He's pure MAGA. He's not playing games. This guy.
No, he's un-American.
Now, if you can defeat him, that's great. Go defeat him. Like, hey, we don't want to have that. We want to get back to the way things were. I don't think you're going to be able to defeat him in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. I think those states are gone. Maybe you pick up. I think the upcoming midterm elections are going to be interesting to see. Oh, for example,
I genuinely believe that Miller is dangerous.
That's fine. You're entitled to your belief. I don't. Yeah. I think.
I mean,
frankly, it's great.
Winning by any means. I mean, that's the weakness of a democracy, is that anti-democratic frauds and demagogues can win elections. And that's how it happened in Hungary and a lot of other countries where they have what's called an electoral autocracy, is where autocrats get elected in the democratic process and then pervert it and take it over and consolidate their power. And that's what we're experiencing right now in our country.
Okay. Yeah. Look, you think Stephen Miller is dangerous? I think that's great. I have no problem. Everybody can think somebody's dangerous. Not. To make it work politically, you got to prove it and convince people not to vote for anybody, Stephen Miller. I don't think that's happening. I think, the people in moderate left of center people are saying, you know what? Good example of that, you done it, is Alan Dershowitz. Guy came out last week and said, look, I'm campaigning. This guy's been a lifelong Democrat. Lifelong. He said, look, I can't vote for this party anymore.
I mean, I get so tired of you guys using Dershowitz. That guy is such a fraud.
Yeah, of course. Now that he's not on. He
always was. I mean, when he defended Klaus Bülow, I thought he was a fraud. When he defended O.J. Simpson, I thought he was a fraud. Yeah. I mean, that guy will say anything to get on TV.
Right. So what you're saying is people who defend criminals are lawyers who defend criminals are unethical. I don't know how that works. I mean,
that is not what he said.
Well, it seems to be like he's like he defended Klaus Ben, whatever the guy's name is. So he's not, hey, look, that's what lawyers are paid to do.
What he's saying is Dershowitz is a camera hog and doesn't have any real beliefs.
Yeah,
I disagree with that. I think
I'm just. You can make your argument stronger not quoting that guy.
No, I think, but the point is he's representative of a lot of people who are, especially Jewish Americans. I think they're moving away. I think they're moving away from the Democrats. I don't think you guys are making a strong case. I think
this is something I've noticed a lot is when things aren't going well. Trump in particular does this, and a lot of his supporters, they start talking about the future, how everything's going to be different in the future, and we're going to win in the future. That's whenever they start talking about the future means they know they're not winning now.
We won. That's my response to that. I mean, the last election, we won.
I don't think his support is
going to hold up.
He wouldn't get elected right now.
I think he'd win by a greater margin than he did in the last election. I think he'd win.
I don't know where those numbers are in the approval ratings that I'm seeing.
By the way, speaking about, since we're in politics, I did some research on the Virginia gubernatorial election.
Yeah.
Republican turnout, early voting turnout is huge in Republican districts. It's
in Republican districts. What about Northern Virginia?
Yeah, I mean, meaning that the enthusiasm is with the Republicans. The turnout, early voter turnout for the Democrats is anemic. That's what I've read. I could be wrong, whatever, but that doesn't bode well. Of course, the polls have the Democrat ahead, so that's to be taken into
12 points.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you, Maggot Man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's about mail-in voting, since I happen to live in a state that is all mail-in. We do not have polls.
Okay.
We get our ballots in the mail. We mark them. They're paper ballots, hand marked.
Okay.
They get mailed in within 2 days. You can check and see if the Secretary of State has received your mail and recorded it. And if there is any question about any election, we have a hard copy that could be hand counted.
Good.
What is the problem with that?
As long as there's no fraud, there's no problem whatsoever with it, in my opinion. I mean, if you can prove that there's we looked at it, hey, it's above reproach. Granted, there are going to be some, but I mean, if you're getting like 5%, 10% of the things are fraudulent, then you got a problem. It's not fair to anybody. That's the problem. But if it can be shown like, hey, this is foolproof, is as good as great. I think it's wonderful.
Okay, now Trump has come out against mail-in voting totally, even though that would eliminate all military votes.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's obviously not going to happen. I think, one thing that I've noticed that I think Trump does.
Why is it when he says these things, supporters say, well, we don't, that doesn't matter.
Because
how often do you have to say that about this guy?
Right. Because he doesn't do anything to it. He just says these things to piss you guys off. Hey, look over here.
He says it because he believes
behind the scenes they're doing policy that you don't even know about. Like, hey,
he's not just saying it. They're in state legislators getting rid of mail-in voting because he wants that. He's not. It's just words.
Okay, great. Is that he's in state legislators getting rid of something? Okay. Isn't that the democratic process?
Yeah, I'm saying he's doing more than just talking, which is what you said. It's just words. It's not just words.
I don't know that his administration is badgering some state legislatures. Maybe they are. Great. That's the democratic process. Yeah. That's a democratic process.
I'm just saying you can't say because you just want it to go away that it doesn't matter that he said it.
I do believe that he says a lot of things to like offhand, and it provokes you guys, but he doesn't do anything about it. He said a lot of things like this. Oh, well, maybe we should lock him up. Oh my God. Okay. What has he done towards it? Nothing. He tweeted about it.
Yeah, he's ordered his attorney general to investigate and prosecute Schiff.
Great.
And has threatened to fire her if she doesn't. So, I mean, he does follow through on those.
Okay. You know what? But that's perfectly within his right of chief executive.
No, it isn't.
I mean, if he hasn't done anything wrong, he'll say, look, great, you want to come on over?
I mean, our tradition is presidents don't order the Justice Department to prosecute people. That is dangerous.
Innocent people don't worry about investigation. They're like, hey, come on over. Let's have a cup of coffee. You can look over. You want to go upstairs and look through the files, have a good old time of it.
They don't worry, but they won't release the video of Holland taking a bribe.
Yeah.
Who was how? Not like, hey, you say you guys are
the borders are
the
borders are.
I thought the borders are was right. Tom Holland. Right. Look, as I was telling somebody, if you get rid of Tom Holland, who do you think comes after him? Some patsy is like, oh, okay, I'm going to be. You get Stephen Miller will be the borders are. It'd be 10 times.
He already is.
Yeah, he's running. Right. But he'll be
He's
in
calling the shot.
But
Be
the
happy
point
with
is,
what
you say, well, it doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter,
I didn't say
then
it matter.
release
I
the
didn't say it
video.
matter. I honestly don't know about. I read a headline on it that said he took a bribe. I need to see some evidence, obviously, and he just doesn't seem like the type of guy who's going to be taking bribes. He's too high profile.
Well, you haven't seen it because they're not releasing the video of the sting
If
operation.
he did take a bribe, he should be fired. No question about that. And hopefully he would be fired. If they got him.
Well, you're not. But I mean, the point is, Trump's administration stopped the investigation, so we're not going to know.
I don't know as much about that, but let me see. I mean, I got to just plead ignorance because I don't know about that story. Hope you know what?
All right.
The media. I can't imagine that this media that's so anti-Trump is just going to drop something like that. Like, okay, Trump said not to look into it. Okay, you know, you think New York Times is going to say if they got this Tom Holland, I forget what his name is, Tom something Holland,
Holman,
right? Tom Holman. If they got Tom Holman taking a bribe, what about the guy who was giving the bribe? Okay, we don't.
He was an undercover agent.
Wait, well then what? Then why isn't he testifying? Bring him up on the hill, have him testify under oath.
They stopped the investigation. That's the point. We're not going to have that was happening until Trump stopped it. That's what we're talking
I don't know about that because no
Craig, this is a good place to pull up Sam.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll get Sam involved. As soon as I remember how to get him. Oh yeah, here he is over here somewhere. What do we want to ask Sam? Sam, ask anything, Sam says. All right, so what are we asking Sam, James?
By the way.
Okay, why is the video of the supposed bribe not being released?
Bribe of Tom Home.
Well, see, that's a little.
What is it?
Video of Tom Holman taking bribery. That's what I'd say.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, how do we spell his name?
Holman, H-O-L, maybe double L or single L. I don't know. M-A-N. Holman.
I think we're gonna have. What is the border czar's name? we gotta start with basics here.
Yeah. No, Holman. H-O. There is no L. I'm sorry. Tom Holman investigated for. Okay.
Oh, he went off on another track because I didn't finish my sentence. All right. Okay. Let's agree on some wording. What was the wording? What were you saying first, Jamie?
Why is the supposed video of Holman accepting a bribe not being released?
Do we agree on that wording? Accepting a bribe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me see something.
Did it is H-O-M-A-N.
H-O-M-A-N. Yeah. Holman.
Okay. I don't have proof that there isn't a video or recorded taking a bribe. What I saw is that no one in authority has publicly released it. Based on what's in the news, here are possible reasons and red flags. Take these with a grain of salt. What the reporters cite, sources familiar with the matter who claim Holman accepted $50,000 in cash recorded in a sting. That was from Reuters. The Justice Department closed the bribery investigation, declaring there was no credible evidence. That's the Washington Post and in this story here, but I didn't mean to click that. And Democrats demanding release. The White House denies Holman ever took the money. So possible reasons of video isn't public. Legal restraint. Recordings. Now that's true. It's part of an FBI investigation. That's the same argument in the Epstein case.
You said they shut down the investigation.
Yes, they did.
Okay, well, that's from my, what I
It says right here, the Washington Post reported, right? It says the Justice Department under the current administration closed the bribery investigation, declaring there was no credible evidence of wrongdoing.
They said the spokesperson for the White House said even Kash Patel's FBI looked into this just to make sure. They had a number of different prosecutors and FBI agents who looked into it.
I really trust Kash Patel on this.
Well, wait a minute, you said they shut it down.
Yeah.
There was they're saying they found zero evidence of illegal activity or criminal wrongdoing.
Yeah,
So,
you're going to believe that?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I believe that if he took a bribe, they'd fire him instantly. Like, hey, this is, first of all, you're getting fired. Second of all, you're
this whole administration is taking bribes.
Okay, well, see, that's where we're talking in extreme stuff. All right, great. But take that to the voters. I always go back to that. Take it to the voters. It's a corrupt administration. We got to get rid of them. Okay, I don't think it's winning.
I think it's climbing up the charts.
We're going to find out. That's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it.
We know that. That's like
Anyway,
saying the sun.
All I'm asking is let us see the video. Either they handed him a bag full of cash and he took it, or they did not.
Yeah, and as Craig just reported, there is no video that anybody's seen. He said
that's because they haven't released it.
Okay, what is it? What did they say? Lack of evidence of malfeasance is evidence. It's like, hey, I never knew the conspiracy went this high. I mean, it's like you got to produce evidence. Show me the evidence. Oh, okay, the evidence.
That's what we're saying. They've got it. They're not producing it.
The evidence has been hidden. Oh, well, it always gets back to, well, that's what I believe. Oh, well, that's nice. You believe it, but I got to have evidence. It's not fair to anybody. I could say Craig did this, these, and those. Yeah, well, okay, what evidence you have? Well, I don't have evidence. I really believe it.
I mean,
that's nice, but I got to present some evidence here. Show me the evidence of either video or cover up of a video, and then I'll start.
Yeah, that's what we're saying to this administration. Show us the evidence.
Great, you can request, and they can do what they have to do using the legal method.
Right.
If you say they don't have it, eventually
they're covering it up. It's a cover up.
Okay. And then we disagree on that, but then we got to go to the next level. What you guys think? Is it winning politically? Saying, aha, he has a video, and we say no, he didn't have a video. Is it winning for you guys or us?
I think the lack of ethics in this administration is going to be an issue.
We're going to find out. That's the beauty. I don't.
Yeah, we are. Ethics. Yeah, we know we are. I mean, I'm saying
lack of ethics. I think it's a pretty tight run organization.
This is the most corrupt administration I've ever seen.
Only more corrupt than George Bush's, who was the most.
The crypto stuff alone.
The only person more corrupt was Ronald Reagan, and only more corrupt. And we keep going back. This is old. Like I get it.
We've never seen a president selling his own crypto coins.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't crypto coins. I don't know. Is it illegal? If it's illegal, they tell them to stop. You can't sell your own crypto coins and be president. Okay, great. But I care. I mean, it's like I'm about policy. And I'm about winning, because winning means policy gets enacted. I mean, that's it. I'd rather be wrong and win than be right and lose. I mean, that's me. So, okay. I'm not pure. I'm not out here telling, hey, I'm pure, man. And I got a lot of people on the right wing that way, but this is not in accordance with scripture and Jesus. And like, you know what? Spare me all that. I'm not pure like you. I mean, I got a guy on the right. What was it he's on about? Like, come on, dude.
Well, I will give you a whole lot of credit, Maggot, that you are willing to come on here and talk.
Yeah. Look, most people won't. Yeah, I'm fine. There's no credit. I'm just a normal guy who says, like, hey, this makes sense. But that doesn't seem really fair. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem fair to me to ask taxpayers to pay for somebody's transgender surgery who's in jail. Like, hey, dude, you're in jail. You broke the law. They put you in jail because you hurt somebody. You
do realize they had that was the policy in Trump's first term,
and it's wrong there too. Yeah, I mean, if that's one more thing, like, hey, Trump is supporting.
They discovered that in the last 2 months of an election and spent
So
$40
if
million
someone is
on
in the
ads.
middle, here's a case scenario for you. If someone is in the middle of cancer treatment and gets jailed, should that cancer treatment be continued?
Good question. I'm hardcore. Depends on the crime. Grand theft auto, yes. Murdered, raped and murdered somebody, no. Discontinue. Let him. I'm for. Believe me. For a good example, for this guy that killed Charlie Kirk, I believe he gets 3 choices: electric chair, hanging with no hood and hands tied behind the back, or my favorite, burned at the stake. Yeah, I believe publicly burned at the stake for somebody. You kill and take a life, your life is taken. That's scripture. That's scripture right there. I believe, and suddenly there'll be no more killings. Like, hey, people see on TV some guy got burned at the stake. Hey, you know what? I was thinking about being one of these crazy killers, but you know what? I'm about prevention.
But then when we get DNA later on, years later, and find out he was wrongfully executed,
you know what?
Well, that's just Is that just
it would be. But I'm talking about inconclusive stuff. I'm not talking about hearsay. He's convicted. No, I'm talking about, hey, it's inconclusive. He confessed to it. Like, hey, and we got video. He confessed. Hey, it's obvious. Okay, we got. And I'm talking about heinous stuff. Like, hey, he raped the woman. Violent rape and then killed her. Like, yeah. Look, somebody violently raped my wife and killed her. I'm killing somebody. I don't give a goddamn. I'll tell you right here. Put me in jail. I'm not gonna be raping my people.
So Jamie, I guess the answer is in certain cases they get surgery, and in certain cases they don't.
Right. In Tony's world, maggot world, my world. My world is very different from maggot world in some cases. I support torture. I believe torture is a good. Hey, and know what? Like, for example, grand theft auto, convicted, we got you. It's good. I believe we bring back the whipping post. 10 lashes and 10 years hard labor. And suddenly everybody left their keys in the car and nobody's worried about it. Yeah, that's it.
I think that's just ignorant. That's just ignorant.
Except we've got this little detail about cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah. But you know what? Okay. But when your daughter gets raped and maimed, you can't say, oh my God, it's terrible. Look, you got to treat these criminals hard. I live in a city that's got a lot of crime in it. Camden, New Jersey. I deal with this shit. I mean, look, what we're doing, I think we can agree on this, is not working. We don't live in a civil society. We live in a society where people rape with near impunity. Look at this guy who killed that innocent girl in North Carolina. He was in jail.
That
could be your brother.
You can't. This anecdote as evidence drives me nuts. I mean, because the aggregate numbers on this stuff. I mean, you're never going to eliminate these crimes. The issue is what are the aggregate numbers showing?
Well,
we're not seeing crime, a surge in crime in Washington D.C. or anywhere else like is being portrayed.
Okay, that crime, that Irina girl, could have been prevented. That man was in jail 15 times for violence.
We don't know that. I mean, this is just all made up stuff. I mean,
why was it? No, wait a minute. Why was that guy on the street?
I mean,
this is where you're losing politically. You're not going to win with we have to understand the motivation of the killer. His father did. This is losing for Democrats. Losing. What was it? Larry Sabato was on recently. He's no friend of the Republicans. He said, look, if Democrats want to get into a head-to-head, a knife fight on crime and punishment, Democrats going to lose bad. It's not a winning. Law and order is important. We need to lock these criminals up. I believe lock them up, throw away the key. For some of them, not all. Like I said, 18-year-old kid got caught stealing a car. All right, I say 3 years hard labor in the re-education.
You're never gonna fix anything with that approach.
Okay.
You got to look at what causes the crimes. I mean, what the economic.
Okay, his father didn't love him. All right, well, what are we gonna do? So
no. Most of the crimes that we could prevent with policy are economic.
Yeah, I believe
that people live in. I mean, when kids grow up in
I'm sorry.
in the inner city, and they can't get any other job. The only job they can get is with a gang committing crimes. That's what we got to attack. We don't do anything about that. We just wait until they commit the crimes and then kill them.
Well, it depends on the crime. Just kill him. Like I said, no. This guy who's obviously somewhat insane. Yeah, he gets death penalty in maggot in my world. I hate to say maggot because I don't speak for maggot. I speak for me. The guy who brutally stabbed that girl riding on the light rail line. He's a dead man in my world. He gets no sympathy. He's crazy. We played crazy with you. We caught you 15 times, and he's crazy. We let him out. Now he's killed somebody, and people's lives are ruined on account of that. Obviously, but no, he doesn't live in my world. It's scriptural based and it's personal based my way.
What's scripture got to do with it?
Scripture says clearly, take a life.
Well, scripture's
your own.
We don't have a government run by scripture.
Al Hat's taken a life, something like that. But take a life, lose your own. Scripture is clear. Capital punishment. Well, let me ask you this.
Well, scripture's not the government.
Right.
But...
Are you in favor of capital punishment?
No.
Okay, so there we are. Okay, you don't favor it. I do. Let's take it to the voters.
I just don't trust the government to
problem.
Kill people.
Let's take it to the voters. We'll campaign on videos of Irina getting stabbed in cold blood. You can say blah 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 blah, and we'll see how.
You can demagogue the issue and win elections. I'll give you that, but that doesn't make it right.
Yep, we'll see. Look, I'm for. Look, I don't think these are. I think death penalty. The more we see these brutal killings and things like that, and the more Democrats are saying, "Well, we have to," as you said. We have to understand the motivation. We have to. It's losing.
Yeah,
it's losing. I think
don't care if it's losing. It's the right way to look at it.
Perfect.
If you really want to solve the problem. Right. See, this is the thing. They don't want to solve the problem. They want the problems to continue so they can win elections demagoguing the issue. That's the thing that I see. I see that in immigration. Yeah, Republicans don't want to fix immigration. They want it to stay as bad as possible so they can constantly run on it.
Okay, I believe crime and punishment solves the problem. That's where we disagree, and that's fine.
There's just nothing that proves that.
I think locking criminals up.
I mean, I've seen many a study on capital punishment having no effect on.
And this is crime. This is where the rubber meets the road. We take our position to the voters. You take your position to the voters. History has shown that law and order usually defeats. Let's call it compassion and understanding. That's what history shows. But you said it. You said it. I don't care if I win, if I lose.
Right.
Perfect. You want to be morally pure in your mind. I mean, maybe you are pure. I'm not saying you're not.
I think an effective leader, an effective political party convinces people of their position.
I got it.
That's what you do. You just don't. I mean, that's not leadership. What you're describing is fellowship, is electing people who just follow the bias and whims of voters without trying to lead them to a better place.
Well, there's always been that discussion. Do elected representatives represent wholly the values of their constituents, or do they inject their own personal values, into together?
No, I'm not saying inject your person. I'm saying persuade your voters to a different point of view. What percentage?
No, that's important. Is your own personal opinion, and what percentage is representative of your constituents? It's been a question from the beginning, and some people, and I'm sure it's flexible. It depends on the candidate and blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. I mean, it seems to me John Fetterman is trying to convince or he's being convinced. I don't know. There's a good one. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to jump in. Sorry to talk too much. Got to teach the old dermatologist. Like I said, anybody who needs any Botox or hyaluronic acid injections, I got just the lady for you, and it's cheap in dollars. You go to Brazil, she'll do it. She's the best. She's one of the best in the world. Literally, her name is Juliana Kieppe with a Chieppe. Juliana, and look her up. Allergan, Juliana Kieppe, beautiful woman.
What are you talking about? I don't know.
Because I got to teach her. I got to go. I got to teach her. She's online. It's an important doctor. But like I said, maybe I could pass along if you guys are thinking about some cosmetic injections.
No, we're not thinking about that. I'm not.
Hold
no,
up for a
cosmetologist.
second, Maggot. I'm going to duck out because you had a complaint. I'm going to go out. I'm going to come back in as a real person that you can see.
Okay, I can't stay though. I got to go teach this Juliana. She's waiting, and I was late yesterday, so she'll be upset with me. Ciao. I'll be back. If you're here in an hour, I'll be back. Ciao.
Okay.
Must go. Sorry.
All right.
He's getting saner.
Yeah,
By a smidge.
I agree. I think it's kind of like I don't know. It's sort of like taming a wild horse or something.
I think we're getting him vaguely used to the idea that a conversation is one person saying something and the other person responding that then gets an answer. It's like training a puppy.
It really is. I mean, the thing is, some of the, I guess he believes some of what he says. I mean, but he's actually likable. I mean, he's not mean about it. I mean,
well, no,
he just talks crazy talk.
Well, I don't think he is used to the idea of logical steps from point A to point B to point C. And he's all sorts of stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And all that blurts out are talking points, not actual data.
But, the point he keeps coming back to, that, even Democrats in our discussions with each other is this whole issue of, when the country ought to be in a certain place. Well, let's say, but like on the crime issue we were talking about, is like, we know the way to deal with crime is really to deal with the causes of it, especially the economic conditions. We know that's the right way to go if we really want to solve the problem. But they've got the more popular position, which is just kill them. Just catch them and kill them.
Not to mention the other details of how are you going to cut taxes if you have to spend a whole lot of money up front fixing poverty.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can make the economic argument like that to conservatives. It's like,
providing equal schools for all children with the same amount being spent on every single student and getting them into classes with well-educated and well-paid teachers is going to cost a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But that's always going to be an argument they come back to is like, when we take a position that's politically hard to sell, then you're going to lose, and
I'm trying to think of who the teacher was, I think in New York, as an individual, opened her own academy for all Black students and had amazing results with them by giving them that kind of education. Unfortunately, it costs a whole lot of money to attend. So she either had to raise a whole lot of money through donations, or she couldn't get it from the government. And I'm trying to remember who her name was. It was like 40, 50 years ago. Maybe Sam could help me somehow.
Yeah. I am interested in this ice shooting now. I hate calling him maggot, but that's what he calls himself. But anyway, I was busy on the Kimmel story, and I'm focused on Trump's new words about Ukraine.
The other thing about where the shooting,
and I just saw this story on the screen, and I saw Dallas ice facility, and I thought it was an ice factory when I first saw it.
And the other
And
thing
I thought,
too is
well, it's terrible, but it's another shooting at a factory or at a business or something. And then he explained it was the ice detention. Anyway, I know I didn't.
but it's a facility. It is a place where both relatives, friends, and legal people who are involved with it. It wasn't a detention center.
Right.
It was like the midpoint range between the two or something, which made it even more unusual as far as the person shooting.
And it's just another one that's just going to divert attention for a little while, I guess, and everybody will make up their own ideas of what happened, and by the time we find out what really happened, everybody's settled in their opinions based on everything that was made up. Well, so Jack wrote earlier that he wasn't coming. He couldn't deal with. He had just had his first cup of coffee and couldn't deal with Maggot Man this morning, so he didn't. I just wrote back, he's gone now, Jack. Safe to return. I don't know, but I think I'll just. I think I'll just go ahead and wrap this up for now. We've been at it over an hour.
Marva Collins.
Oh, now who is this?
Marva Collins. MarvaCollins.
And what was
she founded the West Side Preparatory School in Chicago in 1975 using her own retirement funds. Anyway, I've got to read up on her so I can be somewhat coherent, but it is what schools in Black areas should be.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, we just don't even have a national conversation about that. It's all about punishment. The whole conversation is just about punishment, never about causes. And it's like he said, I mean, when we talk about, they make fun of us as a bunch of nerds when we talk about attacking the causes of crime. And at the ballot box, they win because all people are interested in is the punishment. And if you talk about causes, then we're coddling the criminals. That's a tough one to get out of. Clinton in 1992 campaign, he really he came up with ways to deal with that in his rhetoric and ideas that he was able to blunt that a bit. The attack on Democrats is soft on crime. I think that's one reason Obama was so tough on deportations. He was called the deporter in chief, and I looked up the numbers. I mean, he was deporting. His ICE was arresting 25,000 a month, just like Trump's is now. And that was Obama was keeping on the right political side in his view of that issue by being really tough on, and Biden was not. I mean, Biden took a different approach and suffered for it. I'm not saying I think he took the right approach in the end. But anyhow, politically, it was a disaster.
Well, a couple of my hobby horses happen to be, one is immigration, and that it is wrong that we need an organized system for employment and use, and they come in, they do contracted jobs, they go home. They get paid, money goes into Social Security, the whole thing. They get at
Wow.
least, minimum wage. And that is the way I think it should be organized. Overstay your welcome. Back home. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because and the whole business of anchor babies or children brought in when they're too young and so on. I think the dreamers, the ones currently existing, need to be legalized and then have it cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more anchor babies.
What happened to your avatar?
Oh, I took it off because usually I am in my nightgown and my teeth haven't been put in.
Well, no. I mean the cartoon character.
Your thing is working weird. It used to be it would pull up my avatar anytime it was a new session, and now I'm having to put it in every time. And if I forget to do that, it goes away.
Oh, I see.
So
when I look at edit avatar, I can edit the avatar that will be used when your camera is off.
Yeah. But if I go out and come back in again, I have to do that all over again.
There must be a workaround for that. ChatGPT is very familiar with StreamYard. And in fact, that's how I discovered this platform, StreamYard, and how I learned how to use it was ChatGPT. So you can ask it, how do I do something like this, like keep your avatar? You can ask it.
Decided not to currently, for the simple reason that I do not need another subscription at $23 a month.
Oh, you're talking about ChatGPT?
Yeah,
I am. I'm still. One reason I'm trying to use this StreamYard a lot is I'm paying $40 a month for it, and I enjoy it up to a point. But I mean, I'm at some point I don't know if it's worth that.
Yeah, money. And I had that problem with StreamYard too. Now, if it works out for you to use it professionally, like on YouTube and so on, then it's worth the money. For me, it's not worth the money.
Well, none of these things, but because the thing is, everything I'm doing, I make no money on any of it. So it's not like
yeah, you got
all I'm doing is spending money on YouTube and everything else. I'm not making any money.
You got to figure out a way to do that.
Well, I don't really care. I married rich. David's got a good job, and my Social Security check is
you married
plenty. So I'm fine. I don't really. I'm retired. I'm just having fun. That's all. That's the only reason I'm doing all this YouTube stuff.
Well, I am a divorced woman who got no child support, and I'm living on Social Security. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
Now, if David wants to support me,
right. Well, and the thing is, he's not family rich. He's just smart and got good jobs. And it's funny, we reversed in the beginning. I was making the big bucks doing TV and stuff. And then, when I got tired of doing that, I actually, you know why I quit doing TV pundit work is when my mom died.
Right.
Because I realized I only did it because she enjoyed it so much, and when she wasn't around to enjoy it, I kind of lost interest in it, and it wasn't really fun anymore the way it was going. But anyhow, so over the years, we've shifted, and now he's the moneymaker in the family.
No, your audience on TrailMix would love to see you on TV occasionally.
Yeah, I would.
Or maybe if you could invite some of your old acquaintances on here to talk.
Yeah, that's what I need to do, and I haven't. I should do that. Yeah.
That would be fun to actually talk to them up close, one-on-one.
Yeah, I guess I'm somewhat hesitant until I actually can build a bit of an audience for these live streams, because I'm a little embarrassed to say, come, spend an hour with me for 60 viewers,
I am going to put something up, a link on Studio Chat, because my other hobby horse being education. And this is Marva Collins' wiki page.
Oh. And
there was actually a film documentary made about her.
Oh, well, we can find that, and
it's called the Marva Collins story.
Oh.
And it starred Cecily Tyson and Morgan Freeman.
Oh, really? Well,
and she was on CBS 60 Minutes.
That's starting to sound familiar. I think I do. That does sound familiar, actually. Her story. Now, did you see? Oh, they're doing an update here. Let's see what it is. Let's see. They got a policeman actually talking. Pull that up. Why isn't it showing? Oh, I see. I got to share the screen and turn up the volume. Put it on the screen.
We're a country.
Here's the official giving an update on the ice thing.
So I'm going to ask you all to join me also in praying for this city. That we can come together at a time like this, and that we can be there for one another.
Well, let's find out what happened, and then we'll start this talk.
In times like this, to support one another, help us all get through this very difficult time, not just in our city, but in our country. And that's why I'd ask you to pray for our nation. There's a lot going on right now in our country. A lot of it's
it's a hard thing to complain about. These situations
children,
are so dramatic.
Young children.
These politicians seizing these moments to
challenging to explain to them
to get all dramatic. Right now. It gets on my nerves a little bit.
I said before, and I'll say it again. I believe.
Before I came on, did you and Maggot talk about the UN speech at all?
It can change.
No, he said that's not a story. It's not important. See, anything that doesn't work for them,
for everyone,
anything that's not working for them.
Today's tragedy.
No, that's not a story. That's boring. I mean, he said the same thing about Kimmel. Whenever a story turns against them, it doesn't matter. We're going to win, and then they start talking about the future. That's the pattern that I always see. You can always tell when things aren't going well for that side, because then they start talking about the future, what's going to happen. Trump says,
sure that
in 6 months, drug prices will be down 1,500%.
So on behalf of the city of Dallas, I want to say thank you to all of you. And you're going to hear from some of those folks later, but I want to let you know that we appreciate what you all do.
Are they saying anything about what happened?
But every day to help keep us all safe. And lastly, and this is really important, I would ask all of the city of Dallas residents who can hear me right now.
Cruz is on the scene.
Let's be patient. Let's remain calm.
Oh, I guess Cruz is going to talk next.
Partners, our police department do their job. This is an active investigation.
I'm going to get back to. We'll ask, what's the latest? We'll ask Sam, what is the latest on ice shooting? Three people shot. Shooter dead. We knew that. At least one of the victims, at least one more Oh, the victims included detainees. The shooter appears to have fired. It doesn't look like there's any. That's. I guess there really isn't anything new. What it amounts to.
To encourage all of you to.
I guess Jack still doesn't want to come back.
You say so?
I wrote and said.
Oh, I just did a little extra reading. At the time she started her school, Collins was charging $5,500 per student. Chicago was paying $11,000 per student. And she was getting better results than Chicago.
Was she paying her teachers less, I wonder?
She was the teacher.
Oh, she was the only teacher.
I don't know whether others were added at a later time, but she was proving that a single teacher.
We later learned that we had
Here,
four individuals.
Here, now they've got an actual police official saying what happened.
The DPD was able to locate the shooter who was deceased. We're going to be working this investigation shoulder to shoulder with our federal partners. The FBI is on scene, and right now I'm going to introduce you to the SAC of the Dallas Field Division, FBI Joe Rumrock.
Yeah, good morning. My name's Joe Rothrock. I'm the special agent in charge of the Dallas FBI Field Office. I want to first start by thanking our partners in local law enforcement, specifically the Dallas Police Department, for their quick and timely response. I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence. It is unfortunately just the most recent example we've seen of targeted violence, to include here in North Texas, where back on July 4th, we saw a coordinated attack carried out against an immigration detention center in Alvarado, Texas. What I can also share with you is that early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature. Again, this is just the most recent example of this type of attack. This will be a whole of government response. There will be no resource not utilized to bring all those individuals who are responsible to bring them to justice and to hold them accountable.
That's just enough of a sliver.
While we're not releasing identities of any victims
of
at
detail
this time,
to get
I can
the folks
on
the right
no
saying
members of law enforcement
it was a leftist.
during this
Yeah,
attack.
it's anti-ICE,
If
but
any
why
member of
shoot?
the public has information that would
Yeah,
help the
what does
FBI's
that mean?
Other
investigation,
than ICE.
What's that
I would
based
ask that you
on?
please report
I
that
mean, we got to remember
to
this is Kosh
1-800
Patel's.
Call FBI.
This isn't
Again,
the FBI.
any
This is
piece of
Kosh
information will be helpful,
Patel's
but this will
police
be an
force
ongoing investigation
talking.
between us, a number of federal partners, and our
Oh,
local
on
partners,
the bullets.
again, to ensure that anyone responsible is held accountable.
This is the
With
same
that, I will turn it
FBI
over to
that
my
said they
counterpart from
had
the
caught the
ICE enforcement and
Kirk
removal
shooter
office.
when they hadn't.
Right.
Good morning. My name is Joshua Johnson. I'm the acting field office director
I
for
mean, if
ICE
they were
Dallas.
anti-ICE, why were they shooting detainees?
I'll be brief with my comments, but I do want to start off by saying thank you
And
to the Dallas Police
taking
Department,
time to
Dallas
engrave
FBI,
on the casings
HSI,
anti-ICE
CBP,
remarks.
and
Oh, is that what he
virtually
said?
every law enforcement
Yeah.
officer in North Texas.
Oh, I didn't
Casings
catch that.
found near the body.
This is the
Had
second time I've had to stand in
anti-ICE
front of you to talk
messages.
about a shooter
Oh.
at one of my facilities, and I think that
Like I said,
the
that
takeaway
course
from all
in
of this
propaganda
is
comes
that the
in
rhetoric
handy.
has to stop.
Yeah.
There are people out there who are seeing what is being placed online, and they're coming and they're doing acts of violence against ICE employees.
Yeah,
So that's kind
they're
of all I
gonna.
have for today. Is that this has got to
See,
stop.
they have no information. They have no information other, but they're starting their narrative.
Right.
We really appreciate it.
And then Cruz is going to come up and
As it was said here today, if you do have any information,
start
reach
throwing
out to
bombs. So
1-800
anyway,
Call FBI.
we'll
Thank
just
you.
have to wait and see where this one goes.
Yeah, so either he was anti-ICE or a very bad shooter.
Yeah.
Violence is wrong. Politically motivated violence is wrong. It was 2 weeks ago today that we saw a political assassination in Utah.
Yeah, here we go.
Tore the heart out of much of this country. This is the third shooting in Texas directed at ICE or CBP. This must
See, this
stop.
is, I mean, this is what they, I'm sorry, but this is what they've been trying to provoke for some time now. I mean, they want violence against these ICE people and National Guard and everything else. That's where it's not an accident.
And they still go on about the assassination attempt of Trump, but you never hear anything about the man behind him who was killed protecting his family.
Well, I will give credit, a little credit to. I have noticed, because I've listened for it. Trump is somewhat attentive to bringing up that guy. Going back to that strange moment in the convention remember when they had that guy, he was a firefighter, I think, and they had his actual uniform standing up on a mannequin or something. You remember that at the Republican convention? That was kind of creepy.
Well, so were the Roman candles all across the stage shooting up while Trump comes on at the Kirk funeral. I mean, what was that about?
That's a standard thing at Turning Point events, because I've watched so many of them over the years.
Oh, they do that when
yes, that's a thing.
Comes on.
They're very theatrical. I mean, they put on these. It's kind of like the big mega churches, you know, if you've ever seen.
Oh,
some of their they're like Broadway productions, you know, a lot of, and Turning Points events were a lot like that. And every time Kirk came out or Trump or some of the biggest names, they would use those Roman candle things. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the mega churches. I prefer a good old black church. They're much more comfy and the music is better.
Yeah, the music. I enjoy the music at Jewish like bar mitzvahs and
I put
so
up
on
one yesterday for High Holy Days, and yeah, I'm not supposed to be eating.
Yeah, I made the my baked apples with honey the other day, which is the thing. Boy, that was good.
Yeah, but on Rosh Hashanah itself, you're supposed to fast until
is that right?
Down, yeah. I take it David eats anyway.
Yeah, he's not super duper at observe. I think I'm more attentive to it than because I like the food. I like some of the food. Gefilte fish, no way. I'm not into that. But this apple and honey thing they do.
Oh yeah.
That was delicious. Well,
yeah, I converted to Judaism, you know, back in about 1981. But
you did really?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that.
That was all part of that period with the piano player.
Oh.
So I'm not observant, but I enjoy it. Kind of
now,
thing.
did you see, before I wrap up the live stream on YouTube, did you see Kimmel's his monologue?
Yeah, he went on a shade too long.
It was kind of long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to play the opening. I like this opening where they cut to he and Guillermo at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to play that, and then I'm going to end the live stream. I can keep this on, but
okay.
That's what they say. I guess we better change. Hey, Jack, it's safe. It's safe to come back. We wrestled Maggot Man, and he had to go see his cosmetologist. So
Yeah, I like Colbert's opening monologue for it too.
oh yeah, I did. I saw that one live. Yeah,
Nobody's watching me.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
how are you this morning, Jack?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I finished my pot of coffee, so I'm human. That's the other thing is, you know, when I want my first cup of coffee, I'm not very tolerant.
Well, we've decided
decided
go ahead.
that Maggot is like training a new puppy.
Yeah, I know. And I'm too old for that stuff.
It takes patience.
I think that's why I like your blog. Posted on your blog is that we all know each other enough that we've pretty much said everything we're ever going to say to each other. So it doesn't, you know, all the arguments are too old.
Well, he's lively. I'll say that for him.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to depart, and if you two gentlemen want to chat for a while, have at it. Call me back in if you need support with Maggot.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bring back your avatar next time.
Oh, so what's going on?
Well, I've got a couple things. One other than the Kimmel thing. He seized on a word that is big in my book these days. Is I liked how he brought up un-American, because I've been on this kick for a while that we have got to stop letting them own that, you know, take America back, whatever, that they are the real Americans, you know. And I liked that he framed it that way.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's okay. Oh, the screen went black. I thought you'd lost you. But
well, I'm going to play that part of his. I have it here somewhere.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've not watched the clip of his monologue.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Well, here's the little part of it that I seized on.
It's not legal. That's not American. That is un-American, and it is so dangerous.
See, that's how I want these things framed. Is we are the real Americans because we are protecting democratic values. They are not real Americans. And I think
he didn't back down any then.
No, he really didn't.
Okay, that's good.
It was a long monologue, but anyway, I got a little bit more of it here. A little more of it.
It's not legal. That's not American. I want you to think about that.
Un-American. Not a word we throw around lightly, but when someone tries to turn free speech into a loyalty test, when disagreeing means losing your job or your place in the country, we're in trouble. Free speech is the most American thing we've got. If you only believe in it for yourself, but not for the people you can't stand, you're not American.
Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. I want you to think about that.
I love that.
Okay.
He can't take a joke.
He came back hitting hard then.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was a little afraid. I was a little afraid he was so afraid of losing his platform that, you know, he would kiss the ring, so to speak.
No, he threaded the needle quite well. I mean, he really did. I mean, and
yeah,
it was a longer monologue.
Well,
than
yeah.
usual. I mean, I've got the whole. We can just watch the beginning of it because it actually was old Jack Parr. Remember when Jack Parr walked off the Tonight Show, and because he'd been censored. I mean, the network had told him he couldn't say something in his monologue, and he was a little bit of a hothead, and he got mad and he walked off the show. And Hugh Downs was actually his anchor buddy, and he had to finish the show. But anyway, he was gone for a couple of months and came back. And that's what Jack Parr said at the beginning of his monologue when he came back. He says, as I was saying, what'd you say, Jack?
I said, when you get down to it, his show and all the late night shows are pretty tame. They don't, I guess they could irritate people, but they don't get that bad.
Well, if you're Trump, you think different, because they're rough. They're rough on him.
They're rough on him, but they're rough on anybody in power.
Yeah.
He's not special.
I mean, Colbert and Kimmel, we watch them pretty regularly. And the thing is, they get pretty darn personal about, I mean, hell, they make a lot of penis jokes about him and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty serious. I mean, I will say, it's a different category of when they go after him. But I'm not. I think it's fine. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, they were rough on Kimmel. Was kind of rough on Hillary. Not Colbert so much, but.
I think, they have a political point of view, and they're absolutely willing to point out the absurdities.
Yeah.
It's, while they're a little bit worse, or I don't know if to say worse is the proper word. Back then, let's say Johnny Carson, although Johnny Carson was a little rough on Democratic California politicians. Well, he
had a way of he joked about politicians in general, I guess. I don't remember much, but I've thought about Carson and wondered if Trump would be trying to run him off, if even Carson wouldn't put up with.
I don't know, because Carson was a little right wing. From my opinion, it's like, I guess it was with Brown, the younger, when he was governor, he got
Jerry
Carson
Brown.
Kind of took him as a pet project there for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And so, I mean, even my
the moonbeam thing.
Yeah, even my conservative mothers kind of thought he was a little bit out of line. but I think I don't watch. I watch the clips, so I never watch the shows. I don't do TV, so you can't use me as a judge on this stuff. And that's just kind of where I'm at. But
yeah, I get it. It's kind of like the same thing that when I would go to protests, it's encouraging to me to listen to these guys talk about Trump. Makes me feel less alone.
Yeah. Well, there's
Blue. Hey, Blue.
Hey.
You there, Blue?
I'm there.
You got your phone working?
It is.
How's your ear getting along?
Well, I'm upright, but I still have it basically just hissing right now. I'm going to have to go to the doctor in a couple of days if it doesn't do any better. But I'm upright. I'm doing laundry. So.
Well, I have a lot of history with fluid in the ear, and I always try not to be one of those people where I've been there, done that, and I know everything. But I had a perforated eardrum was what was causing my fluid in the ear, and I knew it, and I had it for years and years. And just last year, I finally got tympanoplasty, I think it's called, where they scrape some skin off your earlobe, and then they go in there and they patch the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, my hearing is about 50% better and almost normal, and I never get the fluid anymore. But you might have something completely different. So.
Well, I was absolutely fine until Monday, a week ago Monday. So, yeah. So mine's something
Was
new.
there any?
Yeah, I mean, there's
I
allergies
hate
and
to
stuff.
play. I hate to play doctor, but did you have
Well,
it? Was there
Trump
any
does it, so why
trauma?
not you? Trump
What,
plays
what,
doctor. RFK Jr. plays doctor.
well, did you have any trauma to the ear?
Nope.
Any episode? Nothing.
No,
No,
but
okay.
I mean, it's allergy season. I take decongestants, but I did start taking some antihistamine. I think that helped a little bit too. But yeah, it's just
Yeah, the
I've done so
antihistamine.
much.
I went through all those remedies with when I saw you on TrailMix talking about the antihistamine. I thought, boy, I've been there. And they've got a fluid that's prescription. I actually have some here that I never did finish, but oxy, it starts with OX. But anyway, it's a fluid. It really does. It'll really dry up your inner ear.
I don't know that mine is even. If I don't even know, we'll see what happens. I mean, it feels clear. It doesn't feel full like it did before, but I've
Yeah.
just got so much tinnitus now. I've got just like this metallic hissing. So it'll resolve. And my body always heals itself. I'm the person that has one really weird thing happen to him, and then it never happens again. So anyway.
Well, I know that feeling. That feeling of your stuff, your head all stuffed up. It's aggravating. It's
Mhm.
not painful so much. It's just aggravating.
Yeah. So what were you guys talking about when I popped in here?
Well, you missed. Jamie and I had a row with. We think we're taming Maggot Man a little bit.
Okay.
I'm trying to teach him how to have conversation.
Yeah.
I just have to tell him to shut up and listen every
Yeah.
now and then.
Yeah.
And then we almost get a real conversation, and then he gets cranked up again. But
And that's the problem with so many of them. It's like, you can't say anything. And then it's just like whatever little talking point they picked up from Fox News, this has been my experience. They will say it over and over and over again, like
exactly
50
right.
times in a row. And it's like, I just have to walk away. It's just like, I'm sorry, I can't have a conversation with you because this is ridiculous. And I live with it.
Well, and then if you call him out on it, I don't watch Fox. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep. Doesn't like Fox. No longer also now says he doesn't like Trump anymore. So it's like, okay. but still all in on all of the policies and all of the get rid of everybody, and ICE is doing a good job, and actually see him, this is my family, smile when when there's something horrible going on with ICE. I mean, I can look out the corner of my eye and see him smiling, and it's like, man, I'm 7 years older than he is, and it's like, how did we grow up in this? How are we related? But whatever.
Well, I thought what was interesting yesterday with our conversation was when I brought up the Korean workers, he didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, where they just basically loaded them all up and took them to whatever jail they used.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stuff they watch and read online, they don't cover those things.
Yeah.
So they don't know about it.
It's an alternate reality for sure.
Well, that actually happened this morning, Jack, with me and Jamie. Is she brought up the Tom Homan bribery thing, and he just instinctively started defending him, and then acknowledged that he didn't really know much about that case.
Wow. Well, it's a competition. I think part of our whole political problem right now is that we're viewing politics like a football game.
Yeah.
And we're all in the stand and we're cheering loudly, thinking we're affecting the game out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, and our first instinct on a shooting like this morning is like, is it one of ours or one of theirs?
Was there a shooting this morning?
Yeah. At an ICE facility. Actually, Maggot Man's the one that actually called it to my attention.
I've not had the news on, so.
And all we know at this point is this guy showed up, shot a couple people, shot some detainees at an ICE facility, which was not a detention center, and then killed himself. And FBI just did a briefing, and the FBI agent in the field office there said that they had evidence that he was anti-ICE, but he didn't say what the evidence was or explain why did he shoot detainees.
They always do that. Just like Christy Nome came out when the kids were shot in the chapel like 3 weeks ago. She came out and right away said that it was somebody from the left. She came out and said, or it was a trans person or something right away before anything happened. So I mean, they're just like jumping to.
It's called planting the narrative. They plant the narrative as quickly as they can so that it takes off.
Yeah.
And our maggot man was already this morning saying, if I were betting, I'd say it's a leftist, it's a anti-ICE, and it's like they just need that little sliver that FBI gave them this morning saying we have evidence that he was anti-ICE, and we don't know what that evidence is.
I mean, there's no coverage on TV about all of the detainees that are missing from Alligator Alcatraz. The lawyers
I saw it.
It's like I keep posting that. It's like nobody covers it. They had like 1,800 people in there, and now there's like 600 that are missing or something like that, or is it 1,200 that are missing?
Yeah, I when you posted it on TrailMix, the first I saw it, I had not heard that story.
I was like, oh my gosh. Well, and now we've had, I guess yesterday, 2 people died in ICE custody other than, and 2 more. So I think there's like 19 people have died in ICE custody now. And it's like, they're not getting medical care. They're not getting food. They're not being treated well. I mean, that's the least of it. And most of them are probably have absolutely zero criminal record, should have just, whatever. But anyway,
I think the only thing that's going to stop some of these like private prison things is if somebody starts doing some class action lawsuits and start costing these companies some mega bucks.
Somebody's going around New York City posting little stickers of a picture of the guy who runs some for-profit prison. I forget what his name is now. And they've got his picture, and it says this guy, his name, and he
somebody show up at his door with a gun, huh?
Well, not that, but they're trying to let people know that this is a for-profit prison, and so so I think I'm got to boycott everything now. And now the thing is, we're boycotting Christmas now. We're shutting it down. There will be no cyber for Black Friday or Cyber Monday or anything.
Well, I think what we're seeing with the ICE is a basic expansion of the Guantanamo philosophy. That if they aren't in the United States proper, then real laws don't apply to them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're putting them in foreign prisons, and they're still under our control. But for some reason, we can pretend that we're not responsible as a country.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing with Guantanamo is, we let that happen, and now it's going to happen to all of us. And if you don't, here's the thing. The basically NRA message for years has been we have to have guns to protect ourselves from government overreach.
Yeah.
Now we've got government overreach and
crickets.
Silent, yeah.
Hell, they cheer. I mean, turning soldiers into cops, and they cheer.
Yeah.
So does the International Criminal Court have any teeth? I mean, Duterte is, from the Philippines. He is sitting in The Hague awaiting trial.
Well, yeah, it depends. They can only be arrested in signatory countries that are part of it, of course, and we're not. So, they only the countries that have signed on to the ICC.
Well, and they can easily, if the country that is signed on doesn't agree with the whole thing, they can easily say never mind too.
That's true. Also.
You know, there's no international law is just a set of agreements that we've all agreed to abide by. And as Trump's proved, is international law changes immediately when one of the countries says, "No, we don't want to do that."
Well, you know, how did they get Duarte?
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and read it, but they got it.
The politicians in the Philippines said, you know, it'd be nice if you'd try him because we don't want him around.
So could we do the same thing?
Oh, I just saw Stir.
Stir.
Hey, you missed Maggot Man this morning. We had our Maggot Man session.
Gosh, did I?
Yeah. Aren't you sorry? Jamie and I decided we're starting to tame him. You know, this takes a lot of patience. You know, it's like a wild animal.
Oh yeah.
Well, we've been at it for close to 20 years now, so I think everybody here was already online before I came in 27.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I was on in 2005, I think. The first iteration.
Yeah, I must hit a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, you know, we got an old Imus fan on here. Done Gone is her screen name. She actually started following me on my cooking videos. And then she came on here one day and we had a nice chat, but I can't get her to come back. She got, I think I don't know. But anyway, she had remembered me from Imus is how come she was paying attention. So it'd be nice to reach some of the old Imus fans and get them involved, but I don't know how you find them.
I don't know. Do they have does Imus have do Imus have maybe have a Reddit page or they have a Substack thing or something? I don't know. I'll go look around and see if
that doesn't sound like something Imus people would do.
No, probably not. This is true. Probably.
You know what I loved about Imus fans is of all everything I did, I always loved running into, and of course, a lot of times they would recognize my voice, you know, because I wasn't always on camera. And so I always liked when an Imus fan would recognize me because they were always just wonderful people to talk to.
Yeah.
Without fail. A lot of them were recovering alcoholics too. I discovered that, one guy told me one time, he says, sometimes I just don't feel like getting out to an AA meeting, so I just listen to Imus. he's my AA meeting.
Yeah. Well.
Now what was
that? Sounded like a drink.
That was Jack doing something.
He had his coffee already.
Yeah. Hey, so
I just finished my coffee. I put my coffee in the thermos and it'll keep warm for as long as I want to drink it.
Yeah. Hey, did you see Arizona has we have another dam, and so we might have enough to vote to force the release of the Epstein files?
Oh, you know what? I have I saw a headline that said they had gotten closer to the 218. What's the deal on that?
So there was a special election in Arizona, and this person is going to complete the rest of her father's, I guess, term or something.
Yeah, it was the daughter of whoever.
Yeah.
But they really they really didn't change the party, flip a seat. They just kept the seat, and now they've actually got somebody that can vote.
Yeah, so I think if no Republicans back out, I think we've got enough.
Yeah.
Well, that assures
then-
one backing out.
Yeah. I mean, Massey won't back out because it was his idea, but I
There'll
don't
be a
know
lot
if
of there'll be a lot of pressure for somebody to come in to drop out.
yeah.
And they'll pick one person and say you've got to do it,
And it'll probably be Nancy Mace.
you know, I
Well,
don't know.
the other thing to keep an eye on is a lot of these, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and the other one from Kentucky, the Massey, they're very anti-Ukraine because they're one of what I consider Putin puppets in the House, and that's the deal he could also make is I'll give up Ukraine if you if you don't pursue
So
this.
was yesterday Trump just like having like a really dementia moment? Why did he all of a sudden? Yeah, he's going to help. Was he just lying again, setting him up for something? What was that about? I was just confused.
It's just words. I mean, it's more of his words, because the media falls for it every time. He'll just say something like, "I'm disappointed in Putin." Oh, it's a sea change, you know. And then yesterday he said he thought Ukraine could get all their land back, you know. And then and our media, it's portrayed as a bit. And then I go and look at some of the European coverage, like today, and they're just all skeptical about it. It's like, we've heard this before, you know. It's the actions that matter, and that's what's not coming through.
Yeah,
he's not changing his actions, just his words.
Well, I guess what are they starting to call that now with the U.S. media? Sane washing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's trying to make him normal in some way to cover him as a normal president, and you can't.
Nope.
I mean, no.
Yeah, here's the in this is a minute. I did this with the clips this morning from what he said yesterday.
It's been a terrible war, should have ended, and Russia should have stopped it.
Those words got the world all stirred up, thinking Trump shifted toward Ukraine in his policies. Words, they're words. President is great at words when he wants the world to think he's shifting toward Ukraine.
So we'll see what happens, but the other side can fight too, and they've proven that. Maybe it could be that Russia's a paper tiger.
But here are the receipts on his actions.
See, the thing is, there's three things that are on the table that he's not doing. One is the sanctions against Russia. There's a bipartisan bill sitting on the House and Senate that could pass both chambers in a heartbeat if he just greenlighted it, which is very dramatic increases in sanctions on Russia and some of the secondary countries. And then military assistance to Ukraine. He has not proposed any new military assistance other than that crap about, oh, if the Europeans pay us, we'll give them some arms and something will happen. You know, nobody knows what that really means. And then the other thing is they're cutting back security assistance to the Balkan countries that are now getting violent, their airspace getting violent. He's actually cutting aid to them. So, I mean, when it comes to actions, it's just these words don't match it. I think we lost Stir.
Yeah.
Well, Stir's no, we lost Blue.
Oh,
she that phone of hers.
That's why I'm on my laptop. I don't have to mess with it and go on. Although one of these days I'm going to have to get my cabinets up, but I'm slow.
Well, you and Stir could open a shop.
Well, you know what? I'm actually building my cabinets myself out here in my little one-car garage. So about half the time I spend shuffling tools around because I haven't got room to have all of them working at once. So I drag the table saw back over against the wall and bring the router out and, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah, been through that.
But I was going to buy cabinets And I got to looking, and they are so cheaply made nowadays with such flimsy products that it's cheaper for me to do it anyway. And so I went ahead, and I'm actually surprised about how good a job I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. You can do a good job by just paying attention to, your measurements.
Well, I'm an old rough-end carpenter. If I get it within a quarter inch, that's close work. But I've got pretty good. And the other thing, my philosophy, I've decided on this house. This is my last house, and I've always built a house where I had to think about how I was going to sell it. And I'm not going to think about that because I realize with these houses that if I do sell it, they'll just rip out whatever I put in anyway and put their own stuff in. So I'm building the cabinets to my size, and since I'm taller than normal, my cabinets are taller than normal. I raised them about 2 inches over what the standard, which is 36. And
your base cabinets?
Yep, my base cabinets. That way I can do wash my dishes in the sink without my back hurting.
Yeah.
That's another consequence of being tall I never thought about. That it hurts to wash dishes in your sink.
Well, my favorite is the Jack Reacher novels. He has Jack Reacher going, this tall guy, bigger than me, going into buying cheap clothing. And I'm going, man, this man has never went into a used clothing store and tried to find a shirt that fits. They just don't exist. If I can find a big and tall shirt at Walmart, I buy it, even if it's ugly. Man.
So they're saying this guy that shot up the ICE facility, FBI is saying that they have evidence he was anti-ICE, but he didn't shoot any ICE agents. He shot detainees. So either if he was anti-ICE, he's a bad shot.
I suspect he's just basically like the guy that shot at Trump. And the guy
they never did figure that out.
I'm not even sure he was shooting at Trump. He was just shooting.
Yeah. My read on that kid was that he was in the gun club in his high school.
Yeah.
And they threw him out because he was a bad shot. Anyway, he had an axe to grind against his gun club in his high school, and I think he wanted to prove that he was able to.
Yeah, and he did. I told a cousin that was a Trump supporter. I said, all we can tell Trump on that one is welcome to our world. Yeah. Every time we're in a crowd somewhere, we're in the danger of some idiot deciding that we're a good way to make a statement.
Yeah.
And that was what it. Now the guy that shot Kirk, he was, I guess you could say, he got radicalized somewhere along the line.
Well, I'm gonna go make lunch.
Okay. I'm going to post my fajita spice mix recipe.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm getting it out and making me some.
Your own fajita seasoning, you mean? Or?
Yeah, because I like to add my own salt.
Oh,
and you use the fajita seasoning salt, the stuff that has so much salt in it that I can't get things good and spicy without making them too salty. So.
Oh, Yeah, the pre-made stuff always has too much salt in it.
And
Yeah.
basically, the lazy man cooking style is you make sure you have your premixes all in order.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to sit there and go a teaspoon of this and a quarter teaspoon of that.
Well, Stir, I'm glad you hopped in again.
Well, here.
Well, y'all take care. I will see you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do a road trip here later in the week. Get out of town. Then again, I may not. I'm lazy. I'll see y'all.
Yeah, I'm never sure when to put these back on, but we'll have another one soon.
Okay, I'm Lady Mau Mau, Craig's built-in emergency brake. If this wasn't enough for you, sign up for the newsletter. It's free, it's thoughtful, and it occasionally makes sense.